If you are struggling with taping down those bottom lashes, this is the video for you. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel, if you didn't know, and I am the co-founder of Flourish Lashes. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how I tape down bottom lashes using our under eye gel pads right here at Flourish, and I'm gonna be using some tape. So if you guys are interested, keep watching. When you are about to do your clients, when you're about to start lashing them, the first thing you have to do is really tape down the bottom lashes. Reason being is when your client's eyes are closed, you never want the bottom lashes to actually show, because what's gonna happen is when you apply those lashes, they're actually gonna get stuck to the bottom lashes, and that's when your client's eyes could potentially be glued together. So we wanna avoid that happening at all costs. Also having any stickies, sometimes it does happen and that's okay, but I'm gonna do a method here that really helps me avoid getting stickies at all. So I'm gonna be using our Flourish Lashes under eye gel pads. We have these in both narrow and wide, and I'm also gonna be using our Flourish under eye tape. So the reason why these are in two different sizes is because everyone's eye shape is so different, and it's so important that you actually shape the under eye gel pads to your client's eye. Everyone's bridge of their nose is different, which means the depth under their eye is different. So the key here is to not have any bubbles while you actually apply the tape or the pads, because what's gonna happen is if there are any bubbles, the pads are actually gonna lift while you're lashing. And also I know firsthand that at the very beginning of being a lash artist, sometimes doing this step is one of the most time-consuming things possible. So I have broken it down where there's a couple steps that I follow myself that have really taken off time while under eye padding. So these are our thick under eye gel pads, the wide ones. And if you notice here, there are a couple indents or cuts in them, and that's really to make sure that the pads are flexible and can move around depending on your client's eye shape. So sometimes even if your client's eye really has a lot of depth to it and it needs a bit more movement, you can always cut the pads a little bit more, and then that will give it a little more flexibility without it bubbling up. Okay, so we took off our little protective film. Guys, this is my video editor. He's gonna be our model. Thank you, Johnny. He also has really great lashes, so this is why it makes it a really good option to use him. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get him to open up his eyes and look all the way up for me. He's very sensitive, so his eye is really red already. So I'm gonna get you to look all the way up. So one reason why I do like Johnny as a model is because his natural lashes are actually facing down. Sorry, I know you're sensitive. So his eye, you can close. His lashes are facing down. So that means that it actually makes it a bit harder to get the bottom lashes while separating the top lashes. So open for me 1 second. So if you can see on the corner here, you can't really tell where his top lashes and bottom lashes end and start because they're facing downward so much. So he is very watery because there's a lot of light on him. So I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna get you to open. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of making your client pull their skin down like that, I don't like that because sometimes that actually moves the pads. So I get him to look all the way up, and I'm gonna slide this in, and because the lashes are facing downward, I'm gonna lift, sorry, oh my gosh, I know I'm so bad. So I'm gonna lift up his lashes with the pad, and then I'm gonna lay it down. So when I lay it down, I'm really focusing on that outer corner, and you can tell that there's so much skin here still showing, but these lashes are covered. So you see a couple lashes down here, you see that there's some poking out, and of course the inner corner is not covered, and that is totally fine, but the pad itself is nice and flush to his skin, and it feels smooth as well. So that means that it's gonna stay on really well. He's also very watery, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, it's okay. Okay, so because he is super watery, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick using our adhesive wipes. These are perfect, not just for wiping your adhesive, but for kind of drying any teary clients. So let me show you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and use the little pad just to absorb any extra moisture that is lingering on his lash line. So I'm really just sapping it up by just touching underneath the lashes. So that way when I go in with the tape, which I'm going to very soon, everything is dry and the tape will adhere nicely. So it's really the inner corner that you wanna get. If your client is really watery, you can always tape this right here if you feel like they're watering way too much and you need to kind of dry it out. So even on the outer corners, you can tape it depending on where the water is coming from. And that's just to make sure that you're absorbing any of the water while you're lashing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use our Micropore Intensive Tape. And I'm gonna tape the inner corners of his lashes and any lashes that are really just remaining after I've used my pad. So I'm gonna get you to open up again. So you can see that there's some lashes here. I'm literally just gonna tape downwards, and I'm going very close to the water line this time because the tape itself is so much thinner that even if it does touch the water line a tad bit, it will not affect the client's eyes the way the pad will affect, because the pad is so thick, it can definitely bruise your client's eyes and it can cause serious irritation. So you really wanna make sure that the pad itself is sitting lower down and not anywhere near the water line. So open up for me one more time. So then now, instead of doing the center, I'm gonna do the inner corner here. So go straight to the lashes and place that down. Close. Perfect. Open for me. So nothing is showing there. Close. Perfect. So he is good to go. Everything there is taped down. All the lashes are taped down. Sometimes that's why I like to do the outer corner and the inner corner first instead of going from, let's say, the outer corner, middle, inner corner, because I thought that there was gonna be some lashes here that I would have to tape down. But once I taped the inner corner, I didn't actually need one in the center. But let's say that there is a couple lashes poking out there. You can always take one small piece of tape and go straight across. But using this kind of technique where you go in an X almost allows you to curve to the lash line without affecting the lashes, and you're really taping down all of the lashes from the bottom. Okay, and then one thing I want to show you guys, because I know a lot of the times people often think that when you put tape on your client's eyes that it does rip their natural lashes off. So I'm going to show you guys how using the pads and the tape really benefit your client without actually hurting them. So let's take a look. So you would normally at this point kind of take your pad and pull it off. So sometimes that does work, but if you have layers like these here, like if you have lashes underneath this layer and this layer, if you pull off the pad, that can pull your client's lashes. So what I would do here is I would go from the top and work my way to the bottom. So this is the first layer of tape. So I would just gently remove that. Second layer of tape. Actually, I wouldn't even have to really remove this one. I could literally just pull off this pad and it'll come off nicely. Super gentle, and your client is totally fine, didn't even flinch. Okay guys, that is how I tape down my clients and some helpful tips, especially if you're a beginner and you're really struggling with this, because I know how hard it can be in the beginning. These are some great tips to really help speed up the process and really make it super seamless for you and your client. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with something new next time. Bye.